Hi everyone, welcome back to Bob's journey through the Lords of Middle-earth Tournament 2023. So this is semifinals game 2. I'm guessing you probably watched game 1 right now if you follow in mine. So this is my turn as Free Peoples against Ari as the Shadow player. So if I win, I'm through to the finals for the first time in my War of the Ring career thus far. If not, then we're off to game 3. So in the last game, I also mentioned that this one is a banger. I hope you didn't bother getting an entire seat because you're only going to need the edge. Here we are into turn 1. One eye in, one roll with a couple musters, and whew, look at that. Okay, that is... I forgot that the game started like that, to be honest. I'm also a little bit bummed that I didn't crown Aragorn here. It would have been a lot cooler if I'd crowned Aragorn. So I draw a character card because Lowell might as well. He draws Orcs Multiplying again. Oh, that's a fantastic turn 1 card right there. Wow, that is a good card. Okay. Yeah, I'm just really glad Day Without Dawn isn't playable turn 1. So the Fellowship moves. I'm just a coward, I guess. And I get hit. That serves me right for wanting to just move the Fellowship. And hey, there's early Smeagol, just like last time. So that's funny anyway. Okay, armies move along. Fellowship moves again, and they're safe. Sorry, not safe. But it's a 3, so that very neatly gets Smeagol out of the way anyway. Yeah, so like I say, I mean, it would be better to have not been hit at all and still have Smeagol out there. But if you're going to get hit twice, Smeagol and then a 3 is pretty good. Okay, he continues moving armies. I muster Gondor closer to war because it feels like he's coming the Gondor way. He brings in the Balrog. Always fun. I think about moving again here, but, like, I don't need to, though, you know? Like, I've moved twice, and I haven't got revealed, so that's nice. And I'd rather not move a third time and almost definitely get hit and probably get revealed, so I just play Axe and Bow instead. So he musters Isengard to war and gets Saruman. I think that makes perfect sense. So, wow, the healing cards are strong. Like, I've already got Safe Paths in the Dark, Athelas, and Axe and Bow. Like, that's a good show from the character deck for not dying to corruption, anyway. Okay, so he's got Monsters Roused and Candles of Corpses. Okay, one eye in, one more rolled. An eye from Gandalf. Thanks a lot, you big fat jerk. Just casually throwing a curse his way. I pass. He plays Orcs Multiplying again. I say you in all my glory. He musters Sauron to war. I'm not sure what the right play is here for me. I don't know. Probably move with the ring, hope I kill Gandalf and try to get Gandalf the White. Yep, there's the ring. There's me moving, and I'm hit, and that's an eye. So that is one reveal. Yeah, so I lose Gandalf and go the Goblin's Gateway. I think that makes sense. Hit 3 out of 3 times feels really bad. Losing Gandalf to a 1R also feels bad, but at least I get Gandalf the White, and I can get Galadriel this turn. So in terms of dice, and I'm down to Strider, so I can hide with the Palantir. So in terms of effective dice usage, it's very strong. Okay, so there's Gandalf. There's the armies chugging along. Oh, instead I get the dwarves to war. Right. I realize that if I'm going to use Gimli's ability, I've got to go right now. Because this army could just skip Woodland Realm and just go through Dale and get to Erebor. Yeah, so if I, hid and got Galadriel and the dwarves are still 2 steps away, he still has 2 movements, so by the end of the turn he could take Dale, and then it's too late to do anything to save Erebor at the start of next turn. I might be able to walk this dwarf in, but if you've got Gimli in there, you really want to do more than that. Like the whole point is getting the dwarves to war before the Shadow Army gets there and actually mustering. Like, if he's just there for the combat bonus, it's not that great. Okay, armies come closer. Yeah, I finished getting the dwarves to war, and he plays Candles of Corpses, gets 2 hits. That's very sad for me. Okay, so off to the next turn. Okay, Fellowship, okay. Wow, okay, 1 eye in, 5 more rolls. Jeepers creepers, Mr. Peepers. Wow, okay. So I guess I muster the dwarves, because if I don't muster the dwarves, then he can attack Dale, and then I only have time to muster 1 elite. This way, even if he makes a beeline for Erebor, I still get 2 elites in there. So, okay, he goes for Woodland Realm. That's entirely reasonable. I hide the Fellowship. with the W because I guess I'm not planning on moving twice this turn. That seems pretty reasonable to me. Out comes Gothmog. I play Faramir's Rangers. He musters up in Moria. I bring in Galadriel. He plays Wormtongue. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Both games we had Smeagol out on the very first move of the Fellowship and Wormtongue showing up early. So that's a pretty funny coincidence anyway. So Fellowship moves, and they're hit, and it's a 1. So I choose to take it as corruption because, now I have 3 that Athelas can heal, so I can play that for full value, and also keeping Axe and Bow around makes Foul Thing from the Deep less likely to be able to assassinate Strider. Okay, so off we are to the next turn. There's another way too. That's nice. I wonder what. Oh, I chucked Paths of the Woes this year. That's pretty straightforward. I wonder what he chucks. Ooh, that's tough. All 8 of those are pretty good cards. I chuck Paths of the Woes. Yeah. We won't go back. That's reasonable. And Shadow of Dol Guldur. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Fellowship declares forward because okay, yeah, Fellowship declares forward. Okay. Puts 2 eyes in and rolls 2 more. Yeah, I think that's a pretty reasonable choice. Like, the corruption pressure has been pretty top-notch. Like, 4 out of 4 hits is pretty good, so keeping it up is a reasonable choice for sure. Okay, so I go ahead and play Athelas before, Foul Thing from the Deep or something horrible happens and I lose Strider. So I get 2 healing. That's, like, not getting 3 is a bummer, but it, I probably shouldn't complain, though. 2 is aight. Okay, Southerns and Easterlings to war. I move the Fellowship, and we're hit twice, and it's an eye. Yeah. So I decided to use Galadriel's Ring just because I'm literally already worried about corruption, and I'm hoping to, get 3 rings for the Elven King and get it back. So it goes away, and of course I draw another eye, so lol. So yeah, 1 damage and losing Axe and Bow. At least I'm revealed away from the Chief, I guess that's something. So he uses that ring right away, which I think is a reasonable choice, and he uses it to move leadership, which I think makes sense. Okay, I hide the Fellowship. He plays Olog High. I muster more in Erebor. He attacks Woodland Realm. Desperate Battle, just 1 hit, 0 hits back. Useless elves. Press no card. There he uses 2 6s, 1 hit back. Yeah, just not interested in fighting today. Moving troops along. I put a Dwarven Regular in Dale because that way, like, I don't need him in Iron Hills for anything. Like, Erebor's already topped off. And this way, the leadership from Dale is more likely to survive and make it back to Erebor. And also, if I do want to do some Free People's military shenanigans, the Men of the North are not at war, but that dwarf is, so he could retreat away from Dale and maybe go take Dol Guldur. And of course, the Rohan guys towards Helm's Deep. Okay, he thinks about mustering up in North Rune, moves towards Gondor. That's reasonable. I draw a character card. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking for. 3 rings for the Elven Kings, I guess. Maybe Horn of Gondor. I don't know. Out comes Palantir. That makes sense. Okay. I chuck Guards of the Citadel because I guess I like all my other cards even better. And, like, I already played Faramir, so hopefully that's enough troops to help defend Minas Tirith. I think I'm chucking Ents too. No, I changed that mind. Out goes We Prove the Swifter and Ents. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's reasonable. Fellowship okay. 1 eye in. 1 more rolled. A 3rd one from Galadriel. Thanks a lot. Deep sigh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fellowship moves, I guess. And hit again, of course. Why not? So I take a random and it's Strider. Jeez. Yeah, it's one of those games. Could you please let me move safely just once? Yep, so there I went to vet for victory points. Nazgul Search hits me because, of course, now that Strider's out of the way, that reveal costs me even more. Right. Fellowship hides. Musters up in North Dunland. Musters up more in North Dunland. I was definitely expecting to see Rage of the Dunlandings after that because it fits really well. But just like, you know, walking that army along is strong too. Mustering up more and more in North Dunland. Okay, play a blue tile because why not? Might as well hope for the moon. Turns out he's headed towards Rivendell. I move again, and I'm hit. Like, maybe I shouldn't have moved here because, like, I've been hurt so badly that I need to move safely. But at the same time, the military speed also feels aight, you know? Like, that's probably going to get Rivendell. And Gondor's not exactly safe. So, like, you know, just Dale, Rivendell, Gondor, that's 10 points. Like, I kind of feel like I need to keep going anyway. Besides, and as soon as you, like, getting to Gollum helps a lot, too. So I did kind of want to hurry up and get to Gollum. So I could have gotten Elrond here instead. I don't know. Yeah. I was hoping I'd still have time to get Elrond anyway. And have him be useful. There's 3 rings. Oh yeah, 3 rings. What a card. Now I chuck Guards of the Citadel. Yeah, I thought I chucked it. I'm guessing... I would have guessed Threats and Promises, but actually, because it's Devilry of Orthanc, that's perfectly good to play against Rivendell right now. I'm not sure what he's going to chuck. That's a tough choice. Yeah, no, he does chuck Devilry of Orthanc. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay, Fellowship okay, 1 eye in, 1 more rolled. A few movement, that's not bad. So I could have gotten Elrond first there and hoped to use his ring ability before he destroys Rivendell. But I don't know, like, because it's my only ring left anyway, like, the punch of getting to use it, like it's almost as useful anyway when it's your last ring, because part of the power of it is that you can use it at the same time as another ring, right? To, like, sprint extra fast up the Mordor track, but when you're down to 1 ring anyway, it's like, it's kind of just whatever. Okay, so now he's blowing up Rivendell before I can get Elrond. So Deadly Strife against Confusion would be nice if he rolled 5 ones, but he does not. He gets 4 hits, which is not bad. I get 2 back. But yeah, that Rivendell's probably cooked then. No card, no hits for him, 1 hit for me. Press, Swarm of Bats. There's still only 1 hit for him. 0 hits back from me. Press, no card, there's the 1 hit. Okay, so yeah, Rivendell is a done. So if I had gotten Elrond at the start of last turn, then I could have used his ring ability now, but I would have just been using it to help hide. So that wouldn't have actually helped that much anyway. Okay, so Fellowship moves. Safe! First time in the game. Nice. Okay, so Saruman musters up in Orthanc. Fellowship moves again, and they're safe again. You know, miracles do come true. They do, Timmy. Don't listen to your mother. Miracles can happen. Okay, we play Aemir in Helm's Deep because YOLO. He continues mustering up in Orthanc. I use Elrond's ring now to bring those guys in because... yeah, I was worried that if I let him attack Ford's Vizon first, that the leadership might die too. So this way I get to make sure the leadership gets in, and I leave the regular in the way to make his life more difficult. So he decides to go after Pelargir instead. No card, no hits. Little dude retreats. He uses the ring to attack Lamedon. He reconsiders. Plays Black Captain, commands instead. That's I. Attacks Lamedon with that. He has his 1 hit back. Wow, it's a good thing he brought Nazgul leadership, or that regular would have got to retreat to Dol Amroth. That would have been cool. Okay, so I draw File and Riders of Theoden. He gets Foul Thing and Shadow Lengthens. Decent cards. 1 eye in, 2 more rolled. 2 movement for me, so it is just possible that I might get to Mordor this turn if I don't get revealed on the first movement and he doesn't have Cruel Weather or anything that reveals me after that. As you can see, he's got Nazgul Strike and Foul Thing from the Deep, so things are not looking super optimistic for me here, but you never know. So I go for it, I move, and I'm hit, and it's a reveal. So that's just great. Okay. Yeah, so I take a random, it's a Hobbit. Oh, that is nice that I get to put a Hobbit in Erebor. That helps, yeah. Another companion, another leadership for all those elites. That feels good. So he attacks Dol Amroth. I slap down Círdan. That always feels great. Well, I don't slap him. I gently play the card. Respect your board game. It's important. He plays a red tile because no one likes you, Bob. Gets his redraw from Palantir. That feels good. Fellowship hides. He plays Foul Thing from the deep. It's an eye. That is very lucky for me because I think the eyes are pretty... Yeah, that was literally the only eye in there. That was 1 in 8. That was super lucky for me. Okay, and then I play 3 rings for the Elven Kings, and I roll 666. That is nuts, bro. I get all 3 of the rings back, and that includes stealing 1 from him that he hadn't used yet. Like, that's so lucky. Like, I don't know if you remember in last game, he played that and rolled 424, so he got nothing. So yeah, I was in shock for a little bit. Like, what kind of unholy nonsense is that? Yeah, your venting paid off. It sure did. Okay, so he musters a Sauron Elite, switches the Witch King. That always helps. I flip Rohan because I forgot about Wormtongue, and he unflips it because he remembers. And then I get to use a ring and try to make it to Mordor this turn because I rolled so well. So Fellowship moves, and they're safe by some miracle. Yeah, the oh no there was... Oh, it was going to be too real if he had Cruel Weather there. But Nazgul Strike still hurts a lot here anyway. Because, yeah, that hits on 4 and up, so that's 2 hits. Blessedly, there are no more eyes for him to pull anyway. Like, a reveal still hurts a lot for sure here. So I could take a random and hope it's the Hobbit, but I kind of feel like I need to save all the health I have, and he's already played Candles anyway. So I just eat it as Corruption, reveal in, and it's a 3, so, oh well, at least I'm down to Gollum, I guess, question mark. I'm going to pretend that's a plus side. And Pippin runs out to Dagger Lad. Okay, so we're into Mordor, and we're not as dead as we could be. We're more dead than we'd like to be, though. Like, on Gollum at 3 Corruption with the whole of Mordor before you doesn't exactly feel great. That being said, I do have some healing in hand to do anyway. I have Safe Paths in the Dark, and there is another way. So it's kind of like I'm down to 1, but obviously he has more cards that he can play too, so how much does it really count for? What's the hunt pool look like? There's 1 red, 1 blue, a few eyes, and a few normal tiles. So I've got some hope here anyway. Let's see, what's he got? So he's actually got 5 points here. We forgot to update that because he's got Polar Gear. If he gets Dol Amroth, then he's up to 7 points. If he gets Dale and Minas Tirith, then he wins. He might go for Helm's Deep instead, though. Yeah, who knows? It's very much in the balance at this point. Okay, he gets Fighting Uruk-hai, gangster card for sure, and Captain of Despair, which is meh. At this point, or like turn 1 when the Fellowship's revealed, it's completely savage. At this point in the game, it's pretty mediocre. Yeah. He checks Fighting Uruk-hai. I'm surprised by that. I feel like that would have been a really strong tool for getting Helm's Deep or something. Okay, 1 eye in and roll, and I get 1 movement. Yeah. Well, what can you do? I hide because I'm really scared of Morgul Wound. Like, Morgul Wound for 2 Corruption right there would have hurt a lot. So, which, as you can see, he doesn't have, but I couldn't see that, of course. So he throws Shelob in there just because, yeah, again, screw you, Bob. I play Safe Paths in the Dark. Feels good to get We Shall Get It out of the way anyway. Especially since I'm down to Gollum. And he checks another red tile in there. Oh, and there's Cruel Weather. That's cruel, though. That's, yeah. So there's another way. Feels good to play that this turn anyway. At least get going forward. And it's a 0, so that's a very pleasant start. At the same time, I think I would have actually rather hit an eye almost just to get it out of the pool for just 1 damage, you know? It's hard to complain about a 0, though, but yeah. Watch me do it anyway. Okay, Daylight versus Servant of the Shadow, so that's basically a Daylight for him. So 0 hits from him, 0 hits from me. Nothing happens. Very lovely. I use a ring to move again, because, I mean, I got these rings anyway, so YOLO. And I hit a red eye, so there's no using Galadriel on that one. Like, on the plus side, like I was saying, it's only 1 damage, so neat, but, yeah, stopped and revealed hurts a lot, though. Okay, Dreadful Spells against Dol Amroth, 1 hit. Feels bad. Cycles into yet another red tile, because, again, screw you, Bob. Mumakil against Daylight. That's nice. So 1 hit against my 2. Okay, at least he doesn't get the special effect. So he stops. Rage of the Dunlendings. Nice. Attacks Dol Amroth again. Cycling Cruel Weather. 3 hits. Nice. Stepping it up. 3 hits back. So it's very close there in Dol Amroth now. Brings in the mouth. I attack Polar Gear. Oh, yeah. Always feels good to get to retake Polar Gear like this, because if he did have like a Shadows Gather to come reinforce it, now you're blocking that. And obviously I'm taking a victory point back, so that's another attacking die that he has to spend to get it back. So no card. I get my hit. He doesn't get a hit back. I'm a little surprised I go there with the whole army. Oh, right. Of course I go with the whole army. It's because the army in Dol Amroth is so weak here that if I roll a couple H's next turn, I can walk over here and just fight them, and I might be able to kill the Witch King. Or at least force him to like back off and seriously slow him down anyway. Okay, so his army steps into Osgiliath. Yep, that makes sense, because that is forcing me to muster in Minas Tirith right away, or risk letting him have it, because, as you know, I threw out Guards of the Citadel a while ago. Okay, he chucks Rage of the Dunlendings and Warm of Sorrow and Toil. That is pretty reasonable. 1 eye in, 1 more rolled, and I roll another beautiful many Palantirs, only 1 movement turn. Yeah. Jeepers creepers, man. So I muster in Minas Tirith because, yep, might as well. He attacks Minas Tirith. The downside about specifically Palantirs is that if they were hybrids, then I could do more military stuff, like, try to go save Dol Amroth. Or if they were movement, then I could move the Fellowship, but it's just Palantirs. So, like, good job, Bob. You get to play cards. Woo-hoo! This game. I draw a strategy card because, yep. He attacks forwards, no card, 1 hit, not a hit. So at least I have another Ent card, so I get to kill Saruman, gets Palantir out of the way, and then I get to play File. So, like, that does feel pretty good. Like, for a Palantir, that's a very nice use. Oh, yeah, and that gets rid of Wormtongue, hilariously. I wonder, should Rohan immediately activate since there are Shadow troops inside Rohan? Or is it only when entering? I think it's only when entering, like when you do it, so they're not active right now. I think, anyway. That's a question for Summer McLovin right there. Okay, but anyway, now he attacks West Emnet, and now definitely Rohan is activated, so not too much of a difference. I pass. He conquers Rohan. I pass. He uses a ring to attack Helm's Deep. Fellowship hides. He chucks in another red tile because, again, screw you, Bob. Then I use a ring to move. And it's a 2. So that's alright. I think about this for a while. I end up making the call to not reveal and just eat the corruption, because I feel like I probably need to dunk next turn, because both Helm's Deep and Minas Tirith are quite conquerable, and Dale is certainly conquerable, so I feel like I need to try to win next turn. So he gets to use the mouth ability to attack Minas Tirith. Yeah, especially with the alternate mouth accelerating sieges. That helps a lot. Swarm of Bats against Shield Wall. That feels nice. He gets 2 hits. I get 0. That would have been a great roll for Deadly Strife, but for nothing else. Okay, free press with the mouth. Yep, that feels amazing for him. Then he rolls 3 6s. Good grief. Yeah. Yeah, I think watching that battle, I probably felt very reassured that not revealing was the right call, and I need to hope I finally roll some movement next turn. So he presses again, no hits all around, neato. Okay, off we go to the next turn. Corsairs, nice. Fellowship, okay, 1 eye in, 2 more rolled. Another 1 movement turn, so that's, 15 dice with 3 movement, just... Yeah, feels brutal. It kind of balances out that getting 3 rings back, because, like, I've spent all those rings moving again, and I still don't have enough movement, The luck giveth and taketh away. Okay. So he draws a character card, uses the mouth to attack Minas Tirith. I think that makes sense. Cycling Orc Patrol. I don't know. I'd have been tempted to hang on to Orc Patrol. Like, he's been hanging on to Orc Patrol and to Sealder's Bane as a while. Like, just in case, I don't know, like I hit a couple zeros and I'm close to winning. Like, the classic Hail Mary of hoping to, like, hit Shelob or whatever is always nice. But I guess, like, hanging on to a Sealder's Bane is better, anyway, than Orc Patrol, so that makes sense. Wow, 0 hits. That's amazing. Only 1 hit back. Not a big deal. Free Mouth Press. Heroic Death against... Now he plays a Sealder's Bane, yeah. And he gets 3 hits anyway, so my Heroic Death does not save any days here. Because getting to stall him out another attacking dice would have felt great, but Such was not to be. So I draw a character card here. I'm kind of hoping for, cards that might help the Fellowship, but also specifically for that last end card out there. Because, yeah, Huarn Dark is very powerful for defending Rohan. I'd actually forgotten that I'd already went through 2. I thought there were more out there, but there was literally only 1 left, and I got it, so that's pretty lucky. Okay, and then he plays Corsairs going after Dol Amroth. Yeah, I'm quite sad about that. He says no card. I play Power 2 Great, so I get 2 hits back. Yeah, so I boot him for Corsairs, and he boos me back for rolling well. Yeah, and... yeah, so that was a little bit lucky for me. Like, maybe he should have waited and tried to muster a bigger army to bring in with Corsairs. I don't know. It's tough, though, because, like, you don't know how much movement the Free Peoples are going to get next turn. So, like, I think he wanted to, like, rush and try to win, which is reasonable. It's tough. Okay, so Ringwraiths Abroad attacking Helm's Deep. Strategy card versus character card. Yep, there's Huarn Dark against Devilry. So 1 hit for him and 5 hits for me. Geez, just like it's nothing. Just 6, 5, 5, 5, 6. Jeepers creepers. The Rohirrim are absolutely not impressed with the Witch King. Jeez, man. Like, what kind of... Yeah, just what kind of mess is that? So, Fellowship moves anyway, and it's another 2. So I again choose to not reveal dicey stuff. Maybe I should have, but I don't know. Tough choices. Okay, so now he goes after Dale. No card, no card. He gets 1 hit. I get 1 hit. Okay, so now we're in that weird situation aforementioned that... not aforementioned, sorry. The North Leader is alive, but the North Regular died. And and retreated with the Dwarf Regular. So the North Leader is not allowed to attack because he's not at war. Yeah. So anyway. If I had a ring, it would have been really cool to go retake Woodland Realm. Or if I had Through a Day and a Night, of course, I could just play that and go retake it right now. But as he knows, I already played it as a combat card earlier. I think if I hadn't played it as a combat card, he probably would have left Regular behind. So I muster an Elite and Erebor, because if he manages to take either Dol Amroth or Helm's Deep, then I need to be able to retake Dale here. So, okay. So Nazgul leadership moves around. Right, he brings the Witch King to Dol Amroth and the rest of them to Dale. And then I'm very sad because I'm realizing maybe I should have attacked first before he could bring leadership there. But, oh well. Now I'm attacking Dale. Character card versus character card. Brave Stand versus Black Breath. So I get 1 hit. He gets 2 hits. Blessedly not any hits on the reroll, so he doesn't get to kill any of my leaders. So I lose Dwarven Elite. He loses that. Press. Get to play Advantageous Position. That helps here. 3 hits. Not bad. Advantageous Position coming in absolutely clutch. All five, although those 3 5s would have all been hits if I hadn't played that card. So only 1 from him. So I press. No card. He decides to run away again. Now, I know I've at least bought myself another turn here, so that feels good anyway, because you can't get 3 points with 1 die. So he plays Grond here against Dol Amroth. Opens with Great Host and just rolls 2 6s. Jeez. Get out of here, Dol Amroth. Yeah. NBD. Okay, so off we go into next turn. So you're probably thinking, like me, that there's no way this could possibly last another turn. Either the Fellowship will dunk, or the Shadow player will get to 10 points, right? And how very wrong he was. Okay, so off we go to another turn. 1 I allocated, another rolled. 2 movement this time, so that's twice as good as the last 3 turns. Still sucks, though. So naturally, I run right away with the Will of the West, and it's Shelob. Yeah, he did say she's waiting for you earlier, so he called that one. Blessedly, he only rolls a 2, though. So this time, I do decide to reveal. Oh, no, wait. No, I change it. Yeah, I choose to hide and eat the corruption because, right, I guess I'm thinking that next turn I still need to be able to run fast and hope I get lucky. Okay, so he comes out to fight for Pelargir. I muster up in Pelargir. Shadows Gather. Nice, that's a strong usage. I muster up again in Polar Gear. So yeah, my only hope, like There's Another Way is gone. 3 Rings is gone. There's no way for me to move more than once this turn, so a dunk is impossible. So I need to somehow not lose this turn. So I need both Polar Gear to hold. It's 8 hit points against 10 and down leadership. And I need to be able to defeat the armies in Dale and keep Dale. I need to win both of those fights to somehow stay alive this turn. So he attacks Dale with the Southerns and Easterlings. He gets a hit. I don't. There you go. Now the North, he's got 10 points and the North is at war. So I draw a strategy card, hoping for something useful for one of these 2 fights, but I get scouts, so wahoo. He reinforces Dale, and he brings the Witch King out from Lamedon. Uses the Mouth to attack Pelargir. Strategy card, Relentless Assault. He takes 1 hit. I'm really glad he didn't take 2 hits. Yeah, so he gets 1 hit. I get 2 hits back. He presses, no cards. Right, I do have an advantageous position for here, which saves me 1 hit, and I roll 3 hits back. So just somehow the luck is with me. Somehow I'm surviving this anyway. He only gets 1 hit, and I get 2. Yeah, just again, so he stops that attack. So that was big, but I still need to also win the fight at Dale to somehow survive this turn here, you know? Okay, he brings reinforcements. I attack Dale because, clearly I have to. So he plays Words of Power here. Here is well, it hasn't happened yet because he plays the Words of Power, but it will happen anyway. Right, technically he has to specify Gimli because we have 2. We forget for a few battles here that Gimli is Dwarven Lord. So Dwarven Lord Gimli only gets the extra combat die when the defending army is in a Dwarven territory. So for attacking Dale, the defending army is in a North nation, so I shouldn't get the extra die anyway. We forget that for the battle here. So we'll see anyway whether that is crucial or not. So anyway, that's my roll. 0 hits, feels bad. But he also gets 0 hits. Wait, shouldn't he be rolling more than that? Oh, no, right, he already rolled. Right, and those were his 4 rerolls. So, yeah, that's very good news for me anyway, that he somehow misses on 9 dice. He doesn't roll a single hit. Yeah, so I press, and I'm playing Sudden Strike, I guess. Yeah. So my pre-attack gets 1 hit. And then I roll, yeah, there's that extra die that I shouldn't have been rolling, and it was a hit. So that is a bit of a big deal there. 3 hits, yeah. And he gets 3 hits back. So my brain malfunctions, and I took those the wrong way for sure. Yeah, 3 regulars instead of 2 elites and a regular is clearly better for this combat. Press, no card, and I roll. Yeah, there's another extra hit from Gimli that shouldn't have been rolled. Like, I guess it should have been leader re-rolled, but that's not the same. Yeah. Okay, so 3 hits for me, 1 hit for him. Yeah, just somehow this insane luck is with me. So press, no card, and I get 4 hits. Just unbelievable. You know what? These dice are so good. Maybe I would have won these fights anyway. But that's 3 times in a row, though, that 5th die from Gimli has been a hit, though. So that's pretty bad. So yeah, I just deleted that army, and we retook Dale. So somehow I'm still in this. So now he's attacking Pelargir with the Witch King. Yeah. No card. He opens with 2 hits, which is pretty good. I get 2 hits back. So he presses, no card, stay no card. He gets 0 hits. I get only 1. If I gotten 2 hits there, that could have been huge. But just 1. And he stops the attack. So, yeah, here we go. On to another round. Somehow, we are still going to another round. The somehow is me cheating, but sorry about that. Okay, so 1 IN, 1 more rolled. And I get 2 movement, so I can try it again and hope I don't hit Shelob. So I guess this is kind of vindicating my choice to not reveal. Because, yeah, I can do things, as they say. So yeah, I try to move right away, and it's another red, so, because, again, screw you, Bob. So yeah, +1 corruption, and revealed, and back a step, just, what do you do, man? What do you do when you hit 3 red tiles? Jeez, and you get hit, what was it, like 9 times on the way to Mordor, and you hit 3 red tiles? Like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do, bro? Jeepers creepers. Yeah, and this poor guy, too. Like, this should have been an easy clean-out, but he rolled 4 Palantirs, a muster, and 2 character dice. It is not that easy to get to a 10th point here, and I can threaten retaking Woodland Realm here, too, especially when I'm cheating. Okay, so he runs back to Dol Amroth, which is a reasonable choice, because if I had attacked Lamedon right there, I could not only kill the Witch King, but then I'd be able to retake Dol Amroth, so that would have been pretty huge. I muster an Elite in Dale. That feels really good. He draws a character card because might as well just go kill the Fellowship since military isn't working for some reason. I attack Woodland Realm. Yeah, I guess my thought is here, in case he somehow manages to reinforce and take Pelargir, I should retake Woodland Realm right now so that I can, guarantee another turn. I draw a character card, really praying for Bilbo Song or Mithril Coat here. He plays Breaking. That hurts the Fellowship. That hurts a lot. I attack Woodland Realm. I guess I'm worried that he'd pick up Olog High or Half-Orcs and Goblin Men, and then this siege would not work anymore. So I'm attacking. I'm not sure if I'm playing. I guess I'm playing advantageous position here. And I get my 1/6, so that's nice. And what do you know? He actually rolled a 5, so it saved me a hit point there. Which is probably actually a waste because, who cares if I lost a hit point there? He has no troops nearby. I know, I guess he has 5 regulars. I'm not good to bad. That could come in trouble, this unhappy world. But okay, so now he's got 3 things to do. He draws another character card. He musters an Orthanc. And he moves leadership. Okay, on to the next round. Somehow, another round. We're going into another round somehow. What is this? So 1 eye in, another one rolled. Again, 2 movement, so I literally can't duck this turn anyway. So there's been 6 turns in Mordor. It's been 1 movement, 1 movement, 1 movement, 2 movement, 2 movement, 2 movement. It has not been good. And of course, 3 red tiles. So just, it's a good thing I cheated, or this game wouldn't have lasted this long. Okay, Fellowship hides. He uses Gothmog to muster an Osgiliath, so that's pretty strong. I think he might have been better off mustering 3 elites in Minas Morgul and then just running those over. But I guess that wouldn't have leadership. Maybe he would have had to muster it. Yeah, he would have had to muster 2 elites and a Nazgul there. And then he could go 1, 2, 3 to take Pelargir. Oh, right, but the stronghold's gone anyway, so that wouldn't even win him the game. Yeah, tough stuff. Okay, so I muster in Pelargir and 1 in Dale because, yeah, I've got my eye on some Free People's military shenanigans, like Umbar is open and Dol Guldur is open. Yeah, so he musters more in Osgiliath. I pass. Because, especially since we're both out of rings, and he's already used many kings to the service of Mordor, if he attacks here and I retreat away, Umbar is, mine for free, right? So if he uses that muster first, then he can't stop me. From also, with the H die at the same time, moving this army out to Old Forest Road, and then the character die to move out to threaten Dol Guldur. So that's the plan I've got on the horizon here. Nope, I guess I'm not doing that plan. I muster in Pelargir and in Lorien. He finishes moving reinforcements to Helm's Deep. I play a blue tile. Oh, I guess I hid this turn? Right. I really didn't want to move this turn because I'm at 10 health now. So, and there's 2 eyes in there, so an eye would kill me. I hid this turn, so I don't have to move this turn. So I would rather, add another blue tile and draw another character card and pray for Mithril Coat or Bilbo's Song. Either of those cards would help me out a lot here for just likelihood of being able to win. So just moving right now, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 out of, say I played that with the Palantir, 4 out of 9 chance of just immediate death. So not great, Okay, and just because the military stalled out so well, I can afford to, I have the time, Okay, so Helm's Deep, desperate battle against No Quarter. So 2 hits against... Yeah, 5, because the desperate battle makes those 4 hits. So 5 hits plus the No Quarter, so 6 hits back. Man, that's literally 2 rounds of combat have happened at Helm's Deep, and the Rohirrim have done 11 hit points of damage back to him. What is that? What are you supposed to do with that? That is completely bananas. Yep. So then he plays Half-Orcs and Goblin Men to reinforce Helm's Deep. That's pretty reasonable. I draw a character card, of course, hoping for Bilbo Song or Mithril Coat and Sting. And on to another turn we go. Somehow, another turn. Okay, 1 eye in, 3 more rolled. Again, 2 movement. This is the 3rd time in a row that I've rolled 2 movement while sitting on step 3 in Mordor. What a game. Okay, so, wait, what do I do with this? I don't even know. I think I draw a character card because, again, I don't want to move. Like an I or the 3 will still kill me, so it's still 4 out of 9 odds of immediate death. So I guess I'm drawing a character card here. Yep, I'm drawing a character card, and it's not one that helps. So Mirror of Galadriel, Yahoo, I guess. Okay, so out he comes to, reinforce Helm's Deep and Osgiliath. I muster in Pelargir and in Dale. He brings reinforcements to Helm's Deep and Osgiliath. I draw another character card. And then, importantly, he uses the muster to attack Osgiliath here, so I decide to go with my plan. I say no card because, to be honest, it's dumb to say no card here, given the way I'm going for this plan. I should have just played scouts and gone ahead with my Free People's military plan. But I decided, you know what, since I get the defensive bonus, I might as well stay around for a round to weaken him. So no card, he gets 1 hit, and I get 4 hits back. So, like, the plan worked, but it worked too well. Now he might not press the attack, and now my Free People's military attempt might not work. But he decides to press anyway, so now I play scouts and run away to West Horondor. And, yeah, so I take Umbar, and I head down towards Dol Guldur. He draws a strategy card, which I think makes sense. But I think at this point I'd already seen, what do you call it? I'd already seen Pits of Mordor go by. I had seen Orcs Multiplying Again go by. And I had seen Madness and Horror go by. So that's 3 out of 4 that defend Dol Guldur. Dol Guldur has a lot. I hadn't seen Shadow of Dol Guldur, so I didn't know if he had that or not. Turns out he had thrown it out without seeing. So anyway, so if he didn't have that card, then this is guaranteed. I'm at 4 points anyway. So unless he gets to 10 points next turn, or if I die of corruption, then I win. Or unless, of course, he takes it back. So he proceeds to go after Helm's Deep. And I realized right here, shoot, if he just takes Helm's Deep, then he wins right now, and my plan kind of sucks. But this is a pretty legendary Helm's Deep we're talking about here. So he comes after, he's got Weaken to kill. He rolls 2 6s. Thankfully, I played Shield Wall. I roll 2 hits back. So I take my 1 hit. And then on the We Come to Kill, he only rolls 1 die, but he still gets a hit with it, so that feels bad. So then he presses. That's a little bit scary. That's a lot bit scary, actually. I'd probably go with Onslaught if I were him. Maybe Fear of Their Masters? No, not Fear of Their Masters, in case I roll 2 6s. That would be the end of the world. Yeah, I'd probably go with Onslaught if I were him. Oh, no, or Great Host. Both of those would be good. Yeah, Great Host, that's pretty good. Heroic Death is pretty good, too. Okay, he rolls 1 hit. So thank goodness I played Heroic Death, and I get 1 hit back. So the Heroic Death, because I don't get a hit, then it stopped his Great Host from working. So yeah, I think he would have been better off going with Onslaught. Then he could have taken 2 hits. But that would be so risky, though. Tough choices, man. So I take a corruption for not moving here, because I'm going all in on my Free People's military win. So I'm really hoping that I can get that stronghold, hold both of them, also hold Helm's Deep, and then somehow not die to corruption. So I was really hoping for a Mithril Coat or Bilbo Song, right? Because both of those would help a lot. If Bilbo Song, I could just play it and I don't have to worry about it. I'm fine. Okay, so we draw cards. He puts in 1 eye, and he rolls 5 musters, 1 army, and 2 eyes. So that hard stinks, EVH, because... yeah, I can just walk in. So I walk into Dol Guldur, and that's that. I've got 4 points. I decided to walk in with just 1 regular because there's literally, mathematically, there's no way he can come and besiege it. So it doesn't really matter, but like keeping these guys back to be closer to defend Woodland Realm in case we do somehow see another round felt reasonable to me. Anyway, maybe I should have brought these guys forward. Again, it doesn't matter. So... yeah, he confirms that you can't switch the mouth because switching the mouth so that one of these could be a universal attack would be great. But, yeah, no points. So he goes after Helm's Deep because that's his only way to win here, really. It's a shame he didn't have Gothmog over here because then he could have used all 5 of these musters to plunk down regulars and upgrade some to elites. But nope, Gothmog is far away. Bummer for sure. So yeah, I play Shield Wall. He plays Desperate Battle. So he could still get 3 hits and take it. He gets 1 hit, though, just 1 hit, and I get 1 hit back. So he says GG. So I confirm, because I do believe in being a nice guy. But I ask him if he wants to play it out or if he wants to concede, because I also don't believe in playing the game for my opponent. If he wanted to concede, I'd have let him concede here. But he realizes, of course, corruption is still a problem. If the Fellowship doesn't move, in the victory check, you check for corruption first. So the 1 tick of corruption would kill them this turn if I don't move. So I do have to either play a card to heal the Fellowship or move this turn and survive. So if the Fellowship survives, then I'm fine, and I win the game. Or if I die, then that's that. So obviously I played the blue tile first. Sadly, I don't have any rings or any Palantirs or Wills of the West, so I can't draw any more character cards because Bilbo Song and Mithril Coat are both still out there. So it'd be 40% odds of a very helpful card. But blue tile's still pretty good, though. That's the 3rd best card that was out there. Yeah, and then he musters in Pelargir because lol. So nothing to do that decides the game. So I move, and let's see. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 that I die, 6 that I'm fine. And it's an eye, so I'm dead. Which is a good thing too, honestly, because if I had won this, then we'd have to go back and replay it probably, because that Gimli error was a pretty big one, which debatably decided the game. Like there's a good chance if I hadn't been rolling that 5th die that I might have lost like 3 turns earlier at the fight in Dale. So anyway, yeah, it no credit to him though. He did put the corruption pressure on, so he did deserve the win that way. Felt bad for sure, but yeah, them's the dice. When Frodo's gonna die, Frodo's gonna die. But yeah, just holy moly, what a game, huh? I wish it hadn't banked on cheating, because it's a lot more epic this way. But it's still a fun story either way. Anyway, statistics. Yeah, so these dice are switched for sure. Minus 18 overall on hits for the Shadow Armies, and plus 4 overall for the Free People's one. But look at this combat dice, 185 to 321. Rerolled over just over 500 combat dice in this game. Like, what a banger. Yeah, good stuff. And almost a Free People's Military win. Just, yeah, cool game. This is what a semifinal game should look like. Like turn 1, game 1 was such a boring game compared to this. But yeah, no, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll have game 3 for you soon. Bye.